he's still standing.
The atmosphere in this place is insane.
The crowd, the energy. I've never experienced anything like it. In Dublin, December 8th, and make more European mixed martial arts history.
Welcome to the PFL Europe 2023 Championships. It's been a wild year. It's been incredible. We didn't really know exactly how this year was going to turn out when we set out. We certainly didn't expect the success that we've had this year. PFL had grown very, very quickly, as you know. Obviously, with the Bellator acquisition, that's just increased our roster considerably and given the Professional Fighters League a lot of other opportunities to make some really interesting matchups. It's been an incredible year. We've covered a lot of ground. We've had some incredible shows. Obviously, starting off in Newcastle, that was a standout event. Went on to Berlin, which was incredible as well. Paris, the playoffs just absolutely blew us out of the water. Of course, having Cedric Doumbé at the top of that was a very special moment, and all of the fighters on the card came, showed up, delivered, qualified for the playoffs, and qualified for the championships, of course, and that's where we are right now. I just need to give a shout out to DAZN as well. We've partnered with DAZN, and this is really what's given us the opportunity to bring these chances, this platform to these fighters. The partnership with DAZN has been incredible, and it gives all of these fighters on these cards the opportunity to reach an audience that they potentially wouldn't be able to reach anywhere else. So first of all, a big thank you to DAZN. What else have I got to mention? So about 2 weeks ago, we gave out 6 world titles in Washington, DC, $6 million. And this, for me, speaking from a fighter's perspective, is really the benefit of being a PFL fighter. You know what you're doing, you know your route to success, you know the money on the table at the end of it, and you know you're going to be active. If you keep winning fights, you're going to keep getting into the smart cage and keep winning money, and you're going to make your way to a world title. Everyone knows what they're up against, everyone knows the path to the world title, and now, of course, with PFL Europe and with the other leagues that will be opening up around the world, we're creating pathways for people around the world to be able to get to that global championship and get their hands on that $1 million, of course, if they're successful in their fights. We're going to get the fighters out here. So we're going to do this, the way this is going to run, we're going to do this in 2 groups. We're going to do undercard, bit of music. We're going to do undercard and feature bouts first, and then we're going to do the championships and the main event. So let me bring to the stage, welcoming the first group. We have Daniel Skatitsi, David Toner-Kroll, Clayton Silver, Tom Breeze, Brett Johns, Andreas Binder, Wesley Meyer, Dylan Tuke, Yazid Shushain, and Lewis McGrillen. Got some superstars on this table. Give a round of applause, guys. So just before we open up to questions, I just want to kind of highlight some of the matchups that we've got on this card. I've been really, really privileged to be signing and matching these fighters. We've got some incredible bouts on this card. All of the guys up on this stage today, they're fighting for places in the European Championship, or we have Silver and Breeze at the back, they're fighting for a place on the Global Championships. They'll be going into the global tournament with the running for $1 million and a world title. So lots on the line this weekend, as well as the championship fights. Of course, Dylan Tuke, superstar in the region, really impressed me throughout this season, taking on Yazid Shushain, who will be joining us next year as well. Had a fantastic performance in Paris. This is going to be a really exciting fight. That is one of the feature bouts on the card high up to divide up the championship fights. Brett Johns, David Toner-Kroll, I mean, you guys know these two, the absolute superstars. It's going to be a really, really interesting battle. Brett Johns moving up to featherweight to take on David Toner-Kroll. Very, very exciting fighters, both with a lot of potential and a lot of room to grow in their career as well, so expect to see them regularly on PFL events. And then, of course, Lewis McGrillen and Wesley Meyer, this fight will need no introduction. You'll see in the face-off that these guys cannot wait to get their hands on one another. And when this fight came together, I did a little dance in my kitchen because I know this one is going to be an absolute banger. Expect a lot of fireworks from this card, and the guys on this stage are some of the best fighters in the world. Take my word for it. Okay, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We've got someone that's going to bring a microphone around to you, and we will take any questions that you have. Who you got? Yep, you've got a microphone over here. James Stairs is on his way over. I had the microphone, my bad.
Don't think around, it's that big, lads. I think go ahead. I think it's alright.
Go for it.
Just a question for Lewis and Wesley. Just wanted to talk about like your original confrontation. What happened there? What did you guys see in each other when you finally came face to face?
You go first.
Testing. Yeah. When I see him, just thought, little frail Brazilian as usual. That's all I just thought typical guy with a jizz head, dyeing his hair blonde. Do you know what I mean? That's all I just thought straight away. Yeah. Same script.
Now, to be honest, that was me chasing this fight. Like, I've been chasing this fight for nearly 2 years now. And his coach turned down the fight, declined the fight like twice before. But I'm happy. That's all God's plan, because now we're in the big stage, and you guys are going to be able to enjoy what I'm going to do to this ginger boy over there.
Ginger boy, typical. Comed. Do you know what I mean? Junior jokes. What? I've been that since I was about 5 or something. Every person said
you know
that.
the funny thing? This guy, we was backstage.
What's that?
He called me sausage. Look at me and him. Who looks like a sausage?
A what? A what?
He called me sausage. Look to me, look to him. Who looks like a sausage? Come on, guys.
Can't hear you.
Let me jump in here and ask a question. What's it like to train for someone that you really want to fight?
Well,
He didn't want to fight.
I'm here. I'm here right now. You didn't want it when I was in the lobby earlier on yesterday. I see you in front of your family. I'll fight you in front of your family. No problem. Out on the street, I'll fight you. I'm not bothered, mate. I've got nothing to hide from you.
In the street, I would go jail. On the street with you, I would go jail.
When I was shook, you won't look at me in the eyes.
I would go jail.
I'm trying to look away.
They would deport me to
your jaw.
I would go jail.
Stink, mate. Shut up.
Is this still the fourth question? I think it is.
I think so.
Did you answer it? Because we've had the music on, we haven't really been listening to this.
I've answered.
Next question.
Quick question for Wesley. Quick question from me for Wesley Meyer. So you took this fight a few weeks ago. You've had a good amount of preparation for this. What have been your thoughts of McGrillen's performances in the PFL so far? 2 clean knockouts.
Putting on the side his personality and how much, let's say I don't like him, he doesn't like me. I respect his skills, and that's where I'm fucked on here. You know, he can do all the jokes. He thinks it's cool, but when we get locked in there, he's not gonna have the TikTok fans fighting for him.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, but I respect. I know he got good boxing skills, good left hand. Everyone likes to say he got the knockout power, but I got knockout power too. I can.
Who have you knocked out?
Anything. I can do anything.
Wait. Who have you knocked out?
Anytime, you know.
He's knockout power. Who have you knocked out? Hang on. I'm asking you a question, sir.
So I had a good preparation. I was
knock a wank out.
You
couldn't knock a wank out.
I was already in camp, so it's good. Nothing really changed. I've been seeing this fight on my mind like many times. Even this, you know, like the way we shout like a, I don't want to say like a bitch, but
You're
the
a
way we
bitch.
shout now, you know. So I'm expecting this. Yesterday he disappointed me a little bit. I was expecting a little bit more, but it's cool. I had a great preparation.
And a quick question from me for Dylan. Are you with us? Yeah, you're
I
good.
felt like I was in between my mum and dad.
So you opened the season with us. You were successful in the opening season, but then you were unsuccessful in the playoffs. Just talk to me about your year, how you've changed, because you've been a very impressive development fighter, in my opinion. You've developed very quickly. Talk to me about the process of being in the PFL and what you're looking for in the future.
Yeah, I'm class, especially when I need James Dillon. I'm looking forward to going back into the bracket next year. I fixed the cut, so I am a proper lightweight now, whereas a featherweight cutting down, I was just walking around like a little skinny bitch. So now at least I'm a little bit stockier, so I look forward to going and taking that European title next year, and then on to the States the year after, and then I can retire and live on Reese's for the rest of my life, so that's a good life.
Another question? Anybody? Yeah, fire away.
You fell short in the last fight.
I battered him. We battered him. For 8 minutes I battered him, and then I hit a wall. So I felt a little bit shocked, but we still battered him.
So how does it feel to still be able to
Better.
perform in front of...
Better. We should be there claiming a world title and getting 100 grand in front of me hometown in D1. You are all welcome to my city, by the way. But you know, it hasn't happened, and it will happen next year. I'm just gonna truck on and fuck it. It is what it is, isn't it?
You think season as well, to know that you could get that, get that title maybe in Dublin again this year?
Oh yeah, I get you. Yeah, definitely. I don't really pay attention to any of that shit. That's kind of like a monkey with a circus, you know what I mean? So I just kind of, I'm just in there doing my thing. But well, the crowd is always amazing in Ireland. The Irish fans love violence. So I look forward to showing off in front of them. And I look forward to them seeing PFL for the first time. So I think they're in for a treat.
Just an expansion on that from me. What are your thoughts on your opponent, Yazid Shishain?
Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's a tough French guy. So he's good record, 10-3, 24, little stocky guy. He's a tough opponent. So I'm well capable of what he's going to bring to the table, and I'm sure we're going to bring a great fight to the fans.
Another question. Anybody? Yes.
Well, what's it like being back in Dublin, fighting in front of a Dublin crowd?
Yeah, it's beautiful to be back up in Dublin. We've sold out. We've got the biggest reception in the Tree Arena. I think any time I fought there, when obviously a local lad, my flats are around the corner, so parking in Gardner Street flats afterwards, boys, there's a lot invited. Joints are on me. So pretty much it. Like I don't know. Like I try not to think about it. I'm Scottish now. You know what I mean? I'm Scottish. I'm like Paul McVeigh, so I should really be sitting up here with me, the Scottish flag, just chirping away. But yeah, look, I put a Scottish accent on for you, but it's terrible, so I'm not going to try.
And a question from me for Brett Johns. You've been out of the cage for a while now. Tell me about this training camp this year. What's this year been like for you, and what's it going to be like to get back in there competing?
Yeah, I'm very grateful to the guys for having me on. Very grateful to Dan having me on. I was at a crossroads at the beginning of this year. A lot of personal issues with family and with my wife. And the one thing I will say though is, no matter if I'm going through these difficult times, one thing I'm very good at doing is focusing and getting my head in the gym. I've been training non-stop. Yeah, people say he's had a year off maybe competing, but not a year of training. I'm constantly in the gym working with the best team in the world, in my opinion, and I'm just very grateful to be there. And look, yeah, training camp's been absolutely fantastic. It's featherweight. We got a tough fight, and to be completely honest, we're going into his territory, featherweight. I'm feeling great though. I got to be honest, Dan. The weight cut has been absolutely fantastic, and I think doing this cut to featherweight has opened my eyes. We're gonna find out after Friday night whether it's going to be a permanent move to featherweight or stay in a bantamweight. But I truly believe I'm one of the best in the world at what I do. I fought in the major promotions in the world, fought the best fighters in the world. You don't have to believe me. You can go and have a look at it. You can go online and see these things. You know what I mean? And to be a part of the PFL roster is a big deal. To do what I call the Triple Crown. Nobody in my country has ever done it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna sit here and say, look, I want global. I want PFL global. I want $1 million. And who the hell doesn't want that? So that's my aim. That's my aim, and I'm doing it for Wales and doing it for my team.
And one of the fight I want to draw your attention to, we've got Daniel Skatitsi on one end of the press conference table and Andreas Binder on the other. Now, of course, both of these guys are from outside of Ireland. They've both moved here to train. Both members of the SBG community, but different gyms. The other interesting storyline here, of course, is that Daniel Skatitsi's sister will be fighting Dakota Ditcheva in one of the championship bouts as well, which will be really cool to have a brother and sister on the card. But before we move on, I just kind of want to open it up to Daniel Skatitsi and just kind of give us an idea of your move to Ireland, your training here, and then what your thoughts are on your sister competing on the same card.
First of all, it's really funny because if someone told me 2 years ago, you're gonna be in the undercard and your sister gonna fight for the belt, I'm gonna say, no, this is impossible. But this is the life. It's really funny, and to be honest, I'm really looking forward to see my sister fight against a good opponent like Dakota. I think can be like a Rocky movie. This is funny because Valentina can be like the little dog from Italy, the little bulldog against Ivan Drago, Dakota, big, blonde, looking good, and can be a good movie. Rocky, a woman.
And how well do you know Andreas Binder?
To be honest, when I lived here, I never met Andreas. I think he was training maybe in another gym. I don't know really. And I think it's a really good fighter. I see him when you give me the name of my opponent. He put a lot of heart in his fight. So I really think this can be the match of the night. I'm sure of this.
There's a lot of people talking about this one. Andreas, what are your thoughts on your opponent?
Yeah, as soon as I got his name on, I knew it would be a standout fight. Like, tell me, in recent years, when have you seen an SPG against an SPG club going head to head? And especially now, Roddy against Kavanagh, you know, it'll be battle of the bragging rights. So no, it's a great fight for the fans. It's a great fight for both of us. He's experienced, but no, we're going in there, give it 110% and make a statement.
Nice. And then, of course, the light heavyweight fight. I'm very, very much looking forward to this. Clayton Silver, former Brave champion. Tom Breeze, of course, former UFC veteran. Both of these guys up at light heavyweight, both of them looking to qualify for the global roster next year. Two highly skilled competitors, two very, very experienced guys. I just want to turn to Tom Breeze first and just kind of give him a moment just to talk us through this training camp, how he's feeling and what it's going to be like to try and qualify for the $1 million tournament.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, you know, I'm excited for the fight, training's good, you know, and just keep going my career. Been doing it a long time, and as I say, happy to be here.
And on the other side, Clayton Silver. Tell us what it's like to be joining the PFL and what your plans are for 2024.
Tô feliz por poder estar aqui. No speak English, but sorry. Tô feliz por estar aqui. É momento incrível na minha carreira, onde eu posso ver o trabalhar de Deus na minha vida, onde Deus tem me honrado e me trouxe até aqui. E eu creio que se Deus me trouxe aqui, Ele abriu essas portas para mim estar aqui, eu vou honrar o nome dEle e vou fazer o meu melhor. Pode ter certeza que eu vim para mim ser o campeão da PFL.
I'm very happy to be here. It's an incredible moment in my career, and I couldn't have done it without God, and I'll do this in God's name. And I will not go anywhere in this journey without God's name. And I will win the championship in PFL.
You know what they say? Come on, hunger. Jesus loves knockouts. He does. Jesus loves knockouts.
He's going to get me teeth back one day, hopefully. Well, I'm not joking about you. Like, Franz Malambo was the biggest Christian ever, and he looked me dead in the eye and went, I'm going to pray their teeth grow back. Well, that's a true story. That's true. This is like Nogueira with the bus and the horse. This happened, and I just looked at him and ran around the gym laughing. Ask him.
I'll put your teeth on my praise as well.
I'm fucked.
Any more questions from anybody? Well, yes?
Want to ask him something? He doesn't. He's wasting that suit for 2 questions.
Yeah, so all my fights I've taken, I went the long road. I took the hardest fights there were out there. I never said no to anyone. And it's been a long 5 or 6 years now that I fought in Ireland. I remember my last fight in Ireland was on Clanmores against Jamison Castro, and that was like fight of the night. So it's nice to be back home, closer to home now, obviously, because I moved up closer to Dublin, so I'm bringing a very big crowd. But I'm just looking at one fight at a time, you know, like Danielle is across from me. I'm looking at that fight first, and then we'll go from there. You know, I don't want to look too far ahead again. I'll be more than ready, and I'm really honoured to fight again in Dublin, and I've been literally looking to fight in the 3 arenas since I was a little kid, so I'm excited, and you're in for a treat.
Yeah, this is a special arena. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been to events there before. I've certainly been to a few myself. The atmosphere in there is incredible, and I expect on Friday night for every one of these fighters, when they walk out, the performance that they're going to give, the fans are in for a real treat. If we've not got any more questions, we'll cycle these fighters out and bring in the next group. Oh, one more.
Tom?
Sure.
You fought in the NFL and became champion there. Two-weight class as well. In between, yes, sorry. After the UFC, what's the biggest change that's made for you? That made you ready for PFL?
Sorry.
From fighting on levels, what's the main?
Yeah, well, I fought on levels and KSW. I've had like 6 fights in 18 months. Sorry? Yeah, I fought in the UFC, so yeah, I've got plenty of experience. You know, this is my 22nd professional fight. So yeah, I feel well prepared, feel good.
So like that step after the UFC as well, what's the biggest difference that's made for you?
From the UFC to here, what's the biggest change?
For me, yeah, I'm a more experienced fighter. You know, I've been working hard on my craft. You know, we've got a strong stable at the gym at Team Renegade, so I've been working with my teammates, and yeah, I feel like I'm the best version of myself heading into my prime years. Active, so yeah, best is to come.
Yeah, good round to Ian Gary, yeah?
He wasn't there long enough. Any more questions? All good. Okay. Thank you very much. These guys, give them a round of applause. They leave the stage. We've got the big fire.
Still standing.
The atmosphere in this place is insane.
The crowd, the energy. I've never experienced anything like it. In Dublin to celebrate and make more European mixed martial arts history.
This next group of fighters will be the 4 championship bouts as well as the main event. We have 4 5-round fights on this card, of course. The light heavyweight, lightweight, bantamweight and women's flyweight titles are on the line, and then we have a showcase bout with Nathan Kelly against Dimitri Solimus. Lots of really, really talented and experienced fighters on this stage, a lot of money on the line, and of course, as you can see, we have the PFL Europe Championship belts as well, which, I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on one myself, but these guys have kicked my ass on this stage, so we won't be doing that. All right, let's welcome the next group to the stage. Please give them a round of applause. Valentina Skatitsi, Jakub Nedo, Dimitri Solimus, Nathan Kelly, Simeon Powell, Dakota Dichova, Kershay Kakarov, Jakub Kasuba, John Mitchell, and Franz Malamba. Okay, before we open up to questions, I just want to thank all of these fighters for the work that they've done this year, the work they've put in, the performances that they've given. They're all here based on merit, based on performance, based on victory. And that's really what the PFL is about. It is a meritocracy, right? If you join the regular season, you have just as much chance as anybody else of getting that championship and that $100,000. And of course, the potential is you win the European Championship. If the PFL feel you're prepared and you're ready, they will progress you to the Global Championship, where you'll be able to get within striking distance of the $1 million, which I'm sure, if you ask everybody on this stage, that $1 million in their pocket is something they're thinking about right now. But for the time being, we've got 100,000 on the line, which is a good chunk of cash, and some beautiful belts as well. So I'll open up to questions. If you've got a question, please raise your hand, and I will. Okay, first one.
Dylan, you want your coffee? You want is it yours? Your coffee? No.
That one's for you. He stole the hat though.
Yeah, I'll take your money.
Okay, anybody want to kick us off? First question? Go for it.
France, looking sharp. So you and Khurshid used to train or spar together back in the day as well. Do you know what are some changes that you've noticed now in him?
I just noticed his striking has gotten way crisper, but you know he's always had a real good all-around game, and yeah, he's just gotten a bit nicer on the feet. But you know, we work to improve. That's what it makes sense that he has. So yeah, it's just as expected.
I think when you signed with PFL Europe, would you have expected to be here at this point and in a packed 3 arena in the final?
100%. I wouldn't have came here otherwise. And obviously, as it is, I'm expecting to be way past this. Like I'm expecting I'm chasing that 100. I mean, I'm chasing that million, and I'm obviously expecting to get there when that opportunity comes.
Okay, Khurshid, also same question because you used to spar together. What is the biggest difference that you've noticed now in France than before?
I don't know really, so nothing special, but here France is a great fighter. He was before strong and now is strong too. So, but for me it's important what I can, how strong I am. So I am strong, I am a high level fighter, I am champion level fighter. So this is, I am confident, but I respect him, I respect his skills. He's strong, so this is what I can say.
And you expect the fans to be behind the Irish fighter as well. Do you think that's going to energize you more, or how are you going to deal with that mentally?
Yeah, this give me energy, but for him it's maybe hard because he has to do some good stuff for his fans, but for me it doesn't matter. If I am inside a cage, I have one things to do. I have to finish my opponent. I give everything to finish a fight, but we don't know what happens, but I know what I want. This is important for me. That's it.
Just a quick question for Franz. What are your feelings on 25 minutes instead of 15?
I'm ready for 25 minutes. I actually usually train for 25 minutes instead of 15, so just as well, yeah, I'm good to go.
And Khurshid, does that change your game at all? 25 minutes instead of 15?
This is good for me. I like fight long because I don't get tired. First round is always for me dangerous, but as long as fight goes, it's better for me. So I have good cardio, I can fight 5 rounds, I can fight 10 rounds. So it's good for me.
And same question to the lightweight championship. John, you go first. Talk to me about this fight between you and Jakub Kasuba. Do you feel like the extra 10 minutes changes this fight, changes the game plan at all?
Yeah, it suits me down to the ground. If you look at any of my fights, a gas tank is probably one of my best attributes. I think Jakub's a great opponent, but and he probably thinks the same, I think I'm a lot better. When the longer the fight goes, the better fighter starts taking over, so I think it's going to suit me.
And same question to Jakub, who is currently cutting weight, as you can see, is slowly filling up this
Yum.
How's the weight cut going, and how's this year been for you so far?
This year's been great. Weight cut's good, we're on weight, we feel strong. So Polish Power will deliver. I'm very excited. And yeah, I'm excited for the 5 rounds. That's like all I ever wanted to do. I got a great gas tank. I know so does John, so it's gonna be fun. He ain't gonna gas, I ain't gonna gas, it's gonna be war. So this makes me a very happy Polish warrior.
And how does it feel that you'll be up against the hometown fighter? Do you think that changes anything for you?
I fought in a lot kickboxing, and in boxing I always was the enemy, especially in Florida, and then once I fought in Montreal in a club, and I'm used to it. And I also fought in the home crowd, and that didn't even impact me either. I didn't feel more motivated than any, the crowd is just the crowd, It'd be nice I hope there's gonna be a lot of Polish people. I want to make them proud. I want them to be happy. But for me, I'm just there, you know, and I just see the guy in front of me. Don't matter who's around me, what they're yelling, you know, it's that simple.
And John, the hometown support, would it be nice to be fighting back in Dublin?
Yeah, it's unreal to be fighting back in Dublin, but you know, that's really motivation for during the camp. During the camp, it's when you're like doing your third session of the day and you're tired, you think about all the people you're going to be inspiring. But then, as I get closer to it, it wouldn't matter if I was fighting Jakob outside in that car park or fighting him on the main event in the 3 Arena, I'm going to fight him just as hard anyway. So once I go into that cage, it's all the same thing.
Any other questions? Go for it.
Yeah. Simeon, Jakob has 2 first-round knockouts, really quick knockouts in his first 2 fights. That's a difference with the other opponents that you faced. So how do you sort of, are you worried about that? Is that something new that he brings that others haven't?
Yeah, we've definitely acknowledged his power in the camp and taken that on board. But we've prepared for this, and I'm confident in my abilities that he don't touch me at all. You know what I mean? So we got to stay smooth and stay clean. So that's it.
Jakob, let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts on Simeon, and where is he most dangerous for you in this fight?
I respect Simeon as a fighter, and I know he's a good fighter, and he will try to get this fight to the later rounds and on the distance. But you've seen like 5% of me, so you don't expect me what my abilities are, and you don't know my other skills. So I can't wait to put on a show, and I'm really like thrilled for the Friday.
And of course, we've just had the global championships. Impa Kasanga and I walking away with $1 million and the championship. But I think you'll all agree both of these light heavyweights on this stage are quite a bit bigger than the global light heavyweights at the moment. Do you feel, Sim? I'll throw that over to you. Do you feel like you integrate quite well into the global championships right now? If you win this fight?
Most definitely. I think a win against Jacob would definitely prove that as well. Like, look at him, he's a beast, and he's got all his finishes come right at the first round. So I get a win, I get a real proper stoppage against him. I think it's unquestionable what I can do in the global series.
And Jakob, of course everyone knows that you work fast, you've got a lot of first round finishes. Do you have to change this fight slightly because it's 25 minutes? Do you have to be prepared for going the distance if it does go that far?
Sure, it's a 25 minutes fight, but I didn't rush in those finishes. They just came up by themselves. I will be cautious, I will put pressure, I will be ready for smart violence inside of this cage in Friday. So I can't wait for this show, yeah.
Question?
Question for Dakota Dechaver, actually. You maybe heard the Scatizzi speak earlier about the Rocky story that they're trying to write, but obviously got your own storyline that you're writing, and you're writing it step by step across the PFL. What are your predictions here on Friday night?
What are my predictions? God, I don't really care, to be honest, as long as I've got that belt. I mean, another highlight reel, come on, you know, I've been providing them throughout the whole tournament, so definitely another highlight reel for sure.
And for Valentina, a couple of questions for you. First of all, what are your thoughts on your opponent, Dakota? She's had a strong year, some good performances, and what's it like to be sharing the card with your brother?
Okay, allora, I think she's a good fighter, of course, all things, but I feel very confident with myself, with my feet, with my body, with my skills, and so I'm ready for show you everything of these things, and fight on the same card with my brother. It's for me the best things in this night. Will be a magic night for this reason and for everything.
We have another question? Yep.
I have a question for Valentina. Valentina, a lot of people are underestimating you. They're saying that Dakota is the favourite here. What is your message to everybody who is underestimating you? And what is your message to Dakota? What do you want to say to them?
Yeah, I love these things. I love shock the world. I love surprise people. So this is perfect for me.
Nice. Another question?
It's a question for Dakota and Simeon. As two fighters that were kind of billed as potentially the faces of PFL Europe at the start, now you've both made it to the final. Do you feel any more added pressure?
Yeah. Nah, do you know what? I feel like, for me personally, it's less pressure now. Me and Dakota were the faces of this thing. We built this thing, and there was more pressure on the earlier rounds. If we didn't make it to the final, we would have been considered flops. Would have been looked at as garbage. You know what I mean? But we're here. We're in the final, and we're gonna show up for sure.
I just can't wait to finish this story. We started as like a little duo. Our faces were all over Newcastle. We've been to Paris, smashed it there, and now we're here in Dublin. Got one more job left to do on Simeon's house. And then we'll enjoy Christmas, go and have our Christmas dinner.
Already thinking about Christmas dinner. I feel you, totally. I'm already on board. I'm already on board. Do you see you got one more? Hang on, here we go.
This one's for Nate Kelly. And Nate, you obviously have experience on the Challenger Series and on PFL Global cards. What does it mean to you to be headlining in Dublin for the first time then?
Yeah, it means a lot. Obviously, I've had a bit of a rocky road in my career. Got off to a bad start, 0-2, and was in the pits of despair at one point, but just kept the belief and kept working. And I fought on BAM a good few years ago in the 3 Arena. It was my second actually fight that I lost. Had a little bit of taste in my mouth. Got a bit of redemption then when I fought for Bellator and got the win there. And I got a taste of what it was like, of that kind of like superstar kind of feeling to fight in the big arena with all your friends and family coming and all that jazz. And I just vowed to myself that I'd be back again. I didn't think it'd be this soon, and I get such a good opportunity, but you know, I'm after getting the opportunity that I'm after getting, and you best believe I'm going to capitalise on it in the best way I can. So really grateful for the opportunity that I'm after getting. So, and I'm just buzzing to get in and have some fun there on the night, 100%.
Let me tell you, when we added this fight to the card, a lot of tickets started moving straight away. I think a lot of people have been watching Nate from a distance while he's been fighting on the global circuit, and they've been seeing his growth and his development. And I mean, certainly Greg and I, we've been sitting cage side watching. He's been incredibly impressive. Has a very tough opponent in front of him in Dimitri Solomus, though. So I will ask Dimitri a question. What are your thoughts on Nate Kelly as an opponent, and how do you feel to be the enemy coming into enemy territory?
He's a great fighter, and I have a lot of respect for him. I think it might be strong physically, but I will be faster than him, and I will catch him, and I'm here for the victory and nothing else. It's very incredible to be there in Dublin for the PFL. I'm very happy about the crowd, and it's a very beautiful crowd, and I'm happy to be there. Yeah.
And Nathan, you got a chance to face off yesterday. Height and reach advantage for your opponent. Have you got a plan how to deal with that?
Yeah, he's taller. My neck was in bleeding bits there. No about him yesterday. I was hurt. I was getting a kink in my neck. But I've been just sparring tall lads in the gym. I fought lads his height before, or thereabouts his height before. I'm a little short ass, you know what I mean? So I'm well used to fighting taller people all the time. So it's something I'm not unfamiliar with, and it's something that I'm well used to. So it's just gonna be another day at the office on the night, you know what I mean? Height doesn't really. Once I feel like it comes down to skills, I just don't think like the reach and height, all that jazz will play an effect. I think I'm a better fighter all around, more well-rounded, better fight IQ, and yeah, like I'm just gonna get in and do what I do. He's tall. I think that's his only kind of thing, the thing he brings to it. You know what I mean? Obviously, he'd be tricky enough with his long limbs, but I think I'm just a smart fighter, and I know how to fight someone with them attributes and them that reach on him. You know what I mean?
I can definitely confirm that. I'm a long ass fighter. He's grand.
He's getting to you.
He's good.
Yeah. What's it like to train alongside someone that's on the same card as you?
It's been great fun, because it's been like the four of us now. We were training knowing that we're all going to be here. Like, so yeah, no, but we're used to that at SPG. You know what I'm saying? So we're used to it.
And just talking about SPG, you got some good sparring in the end of your training camp. You want to talk us through that? What kind of confidence that gave you?
Yeah, I sparred McGregor there for the last bit of camp, and you know, he calls me for a reason, because like all my spars I go to war, and it was great to see my level, and bringing the confidence I got from that sparring into this fight, I'm ready for anyone.
What are your thoughts on the belt?
Yeah, it's nice, and it's just the start of the belt. Like, I'm going to get this one. I knew that coming into this. Like, I came in with not a lot of hype into the PFL, and I didn't care about the hype. I draw a lot of parallels with Brendan Loughnane as well. I just made myself undeniable. Now this belt's here, and now you all have to talk about me. When I win this one, into the World Series, and we'll keep that talk going.
Nice. Another question?
One for Franz. Franz, what is your prediction for how the fight ends on Friday night?
I don't have a prediction. Why does everybody keep asking me that? I don't make predictions. Like I said, I'm fully aware of how good my opponent is, and I'm fully ready for a 25-minute fight. You know what I mean? I think that's where it's gonna. That's what I'm ready for. That's what I've been preparing for. But obviously, I feel like I have the skills to not make it go that long, and that's the plan. But I'm ready for a 25-minute fight. But at the same time, you know, we don't get paid overtime, so I'm not looking to go 25 minutes. You know.
You always say that you don't watch your opponents before a fight, but obviously you used to spar with Kershaw. Do you feel that that's more of an advantage for him than it is for you?
Not really. Like, just because it's not like just because I didn't study my opponents, it doesn't mean that like it's just something I didn't do just because I just didn't feel like I needed to. Do you know what I'm saying? Now that I know this guy a tiny bit better, I'm not really sure how it is going to affect me. I don't see how it could affect me negatively though, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just ready for this fight, man. I don't see how me knowing more of what he can do can affect me negatively. You get what I'm saying?
Nice. Any more questions? Sure.
I have a question for Jakob at the back. What's your prediction? Thank you. I have a quick question for Jakob at the back. What's your prediction for this massive contest against Simeon? What do you think of Simeon generally in his career so far?
Like he said, I don't like predictions also, but I expect that we will go in also in the later rounds, maybe, if he will take this fight on a distance. But I will be comfortable in the stand-up or in the ground, so I really don't preoccupate this with this. What I think about Simeon, he is a good fighter. He's a taller guy with a reach advantage, but I am in my lifetime form, so I don't have any of this bad in my mind. So. Yeah, I can't wait for the fight. Sorry.
Yep.
Just one last question for Dakota. Dakota, we saw you do the Erling Haaland whenever you won in the playoffs. What have you got planned for if you win this time around?
I'm not telling you. Wait and see. I have got something planned though, yeah. But I need to concentrate on my fight and pull off my stoppage again, because last time in the second round I was actually thinking about the fact that I needed to end the fight so that I could do the Haaland celebration. So this time I need to make sure I'm concentrating and get the job done again, and then I'll be able to do my next one.
Awesome. Any more questions before we wrap it up, get these guys faced off? No? All good. Okay, bear with us for a second. We're just going to clear these tables and the podium, and then we'll get all the fighters faced off. Thanks for your patience.
is he still standing?
The atmosphere in this place is
The
insane.
crowd, the energy. I've never experienced anything like it. In Dublin to celebrate and make more European mixed martial arts history.
All right, first two fighters to the stage. We're going to kick off with an amateur bout. Callum Seaton against Nate Kelly. Nate Kelly, Callum Seaton, please join me. Next up, Tom Bree, white and silver. Next up, Brett Johns, David Toner Kroll. What a fight, what a fight. Andreas Binder, Daniel Skatitsi. Next up, Lewis McGrill, Wesley Meyer.
Oh, Lord to Lord.
Too slow. Don't try to get better yourself.
Next up, the light heavyweight championship, Simeon Powell and Jakub Nedo. Next up, Dakota Ditchova, and Valentina Scatizzi. John Mitchell, Jakub Kasuba, the lightweight championship. And the bantamweight title, Franz Malambo, Kershay Kakarov. Feature bout in the lightweight division, and Took, Yazid Shushain. And the main event of the evening, Dimitri Solomas, Nathan Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That wraps up the press conference. We appreciate you all. We will see you at the weigh-ins. Someone shout to me. We'll see you at the weigh-ins. Thank you very much.
He's still standing.
The atmosphere in this place is insane.
The crowd, the energy. I've never experienced anything like it. In Dublin, December 8th, and make more European mixed martial arts history